The first webinar, webinar 1, Tuesday, 30th of June, 2020. There'll be 3 webinars. The webinars will be cumulative, so you will be learning different things as you go along. If you start on webinar 2, you will be at a slight disadvantage. So if you do start on webinar 2, just go back and listen to webinar 1, which will be on the Growth Hub website for you to listen to because it is being recorded. So welcome. Let's move on. I know one person is having trouble hearing us, but hopefully Sarah will be able to hear the recording we have later on. So my name is Xav Anderson. I'm the Digital Skills Director for Clockwork City. My contact details are on the screen and a picture of me in Thailand, which you won't be able to go to for a few years, unfortunately, because of this pandemic. So yeah, I mean, look at the pandemic we're in at the moment. This is vital for us now to be digitally enabled. So whatever your business is, wherever you are on your journey on social media, whether you've done absolutely nothing or you've done quite a bit and you just want to be even more effective, this is what this training is going to be for you for these next 3 webinars. Feel free to contact me. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, my personal Twitter, and my business Twitter. In fact, my personal Twitter is business as well. We'll talk about all of those later on as well, but that's just who I am, so you know who I am. Okay, let me give you a quick overview of this training process of what we've got set up here. So there are 3 webinars. We need you to attend all 3 to get the maximum out of this. They are all at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. So it's this Tuesday, next Tuesday, and the following Tuesday, 7th and 14th of July. There are also one-to-one sessions. So the training we're going to be doing is fairly big overview of everything that's out there. So I'm going to try and go through virtually everything there is on digital skills and social media and whet your appetite for what you can be doing. What we then need to be doing is for each of you individually, we need to be identifying what is specific for your business, what will help your business the most. The whole point of this training is to increase your profitability. That is my first aim. So I'm going to have one-to-one Zooms with all of you guys, well, up to 30 of you. The first 30, by the way, who email me, emails on the screen, first 30 who email me will qualify for the free spaces. It will be 2 one-hour Zoom sessions where we can talk about anything. We can talk about how to tweet, what a hashtag is, what hashtag should I be using, what content, I need a content strategy, help me with this, help me with that, whatever you want to do. You may be using social media, but maybe it's not the most appropriate one. I'll have a look at it. I'll have a look at your business. I'll help you to become even better at whatever you do. You guys are the experts in what you do, but I'll help you to be able to communicate that and get more customers and become more profitable. That's my aim. That's what I'm going to do for you guys. So if you're interested in that, completely up to you. It's not obligatory. If you want to have the one-to-ones during this webinar or after the webinar, just email me. First 30 people will get themselves the free one-to-ones. Now, when we do these one-to-ones, it's kind of entirely up to you based around my schedule as well. So if you want to have a one-to-one sometime this week and I can fit you in, we can do it. If you want to wait till the end of the 3 webinars, we can do it then as well. I'm fairly flexible over the next 6 weeks when we do this training. Obviously, the sooner you sooner you do it, the better you can be, and that we can start getting the ball rolling. So once you do send me the email, what I'll do is I'll send you a registration. You'll then send me the form back via email. It'll have your postal address on. It's a GDPR form. Once I get the postal address, I will then send you this. This will be your book. This only accompanies the one-to-one, so it's not for the webinars, unfortunately, although it would be useful, but it's for the first 30 only. So this is going to be all about the training we're doing. So the stuff on the slides and more will be in this book. Also, we've got a how-to guide in here as well. So if you struggle on setting up anything, or you want to know how to use MailChimp or Twitter, Instagram, etc., that's all in here as well. Now, what we do with this document is, as we go through the training, you'll probably be making notes anyway, but let's transpose those notes into this. This will become your digital strategy for your business. And that's the thing. You've got to have a strategy. You've got to have a strategy. You've probably got friends out there who said to you, for your business, look, you need to be on social media. Get yourself on Facebook or something. And you've gone off and you've gone to Google, how do I set up Facebook? Ooh, okay, I'm on Facebook. Now I'm on Facebook, great. You've gone back to your friend and you said, right, okay, well, what shall I put on Facebook? And they say, well, I don't know, just stuff about your business or something. I don't know, just post stuff. So they don't tell you what to post. They don't tell you who to post for. They don't tell you what the essence of your business is. So there's all this sort of stuff we're going to be looking at in this training, this webinar, next webinar, and the webinar after. Because before you start posting, there's a whole host of things we've got to think about doing. And then what we're going to do, we're going to look at all the various digital tools available. Everything I'll be going through is the free stuff. Okay, now I know there's stuff out there where people say, okay, we can do Google AdWords, we can do Facebook Boost, we can do Twitter, we can do Instagram, we can pay for all this extra stuff. Before you pay for anything to advertise your business, let's make sure we've got everything in order first of all. Let's make sure we've got the right messaging to the right people at the right time, etc. So that's what we're going to concentrate on as well. So, okay, quick summary. Send me an email if you want to have a one-to-one session. There'll be two, you'll allow 2 1-hour sessions, so we'll have them apart. And you'll have one session with me, you'll go off and do some stuff. Then you'll come back, tell me what you struggle with, we'll have a look at it, etc., etc. So 2 1-hour sessions, and I'll wait for those emails, and then I'll send you one of these in the post. And we can go through that during the one-to-ones as well. Okay, good. So quick overview of the training, the key benefits you're going to get from this training: increase footfall into your business. We're going to get more people coming into your shop. If you've got a shop or premises, we need to get more people in. Yes, this is digital training, but this is digital training. It's online, yeah, and offline. We've got to dovetail the two together. You can't just, we're not just going to do online stuff. Yes, there are businesses that are just online, but you guys have got a physical premises, most of you, I'm expecting. So we need to think how we can dovetail online and offline. We've got to think about the two together. Don't think about them in isolation. So let's get increased footfall into your business. That's one of the key things. Then we're going to think, how can we make you more discoverable? Increase the discoverability of your business to the connected consumer. The connected consumer is everyone out there, because pretty much everyone's got one of these. We'll have a look at that in a second. Everyone's on this. Whenever they go anywhere, whatever they're doing, they go, they've got the answer. So we've got to make sure when they do that and they're looking for your product, they find you on this. You come up. That's what we've got to look at. So we're going to look at an increased online presence for you and making you becoming more competitive. All of you have got loads of customers out there. They've just never heard of you. They don't know you exist. So what we've got to do is let them know you exist. Let them know you're out there. Let them know what you offer, and a way of getting in touch with you, whether it's coming into the physical shop or buying off you online or following on social media and communicating that way. COVID-19, what we're in the moment, that has showed us the massive benefits of being online. Yeah, to even be able to tell people we're shut, we can't operate, but actually we're still selling. I can deliver stuff to you. This is what we've got to make sure we can do. Okay, so also what we're going to do, we're going to find and engage with new customers. It's great if you've got loads of customers, but there's so many customers out there that you become new customers, and you can start expanding to those new customer bases. Okay, so increasing your customer base is a key thing as well. Widening your geographical reach, accessing new markets, maybe not just in the UK, maybe some of you international as well. You know, this isn't just in the internet and digital tools. It's not just for the UK. It can be international as well. So we'll look at that as well if it's relevant for your business. Mainly we'll do this sort of stuff in your one-to-one. Okay, improving sales and profits. Improving sales is key, but the profits is the most important thing. The whole of this training is to make you more profitable. Okay, now virtually every business wants to become more profitable. There are, strangely enough, some businesses that are not bothered about being profitable because they're kind of doing it as a lifestyle. They're just enjoying doing it, and I respect that. That's fine. That's not really what I'm here for. I'm here to make you more profitable. That's what I'm going to try and do. Okay, and at the end of it, we'll have measurable KPIs, which are key performance indicators. So, for example, I'm going to set up a Facebook account. How many likes do I get? And I'll explain all this as well in the one-to-ones as well. On Twitter, how many followers? On Instagram, how many followers do I have? How many people are interested? A follower is just someone who's interested in what you're saying or what you're offering. So it's just a good way of measuring how well we're doing. Okay, so what we've got to think about is how can we sell to the connected consumer? So first aim must be profitable. We must be profitable. Everything has to come back to us being profitable. Often people say to me, the internet is killing retail, Xav. It's killing small business. Well, we can't compete with them. We can't compete with Amazon. We can't. Okay, I hear that. I understand that. I see that. What we've got to do is figure out how can we use the internet? How can we leverage off the internet to compete, to make ourselves more competitive? That's what we're going to do. So we're going to think about how can we, there's lots of ways we can use the internet, lots of ways we can increase our visibility out there. Now, people or businesses that are digitally enabled, that means people who have a website using social media, they've got a good online presence, the stats show they are 2.5 times more profitable than businesses that go, I don't need it, I'm okay, we don't need to do that. That's for other people. So 2.5 times more profitable. So think about whatever your profit is, times by 2.5. That's what could happen. And there are people who do more than that. And I'm sure some people do less as well, depending on how much work you put in. How much work you put into this, you will get out. So whatever you put in, you're going to get out. So yeah, if you go on there and you tweet or you post once a week or once a month, you're going to have limited success, I'm guessing. But if we figure out how much we're going to, and by the way, the frequency of our posts is key to our strategy. If I'm following you and I really like your business, I'm really interested in what you sell, and you're posting every 20 minutes, I'm probably going to unfollow you, even though I really like your business, because you're clogging up my phone. You're clogging up my social media. All I'm seeing is you. It's getting a bit much. So we have to figure out how much we're going to do. We have to be subtle about it as well. Okay. So who is on social media? If we're going to use social media, who's on social media? We've got to think about this. So, okay. So 79% of adults are using social media. So 79%, if your customer base is adults, 79, when we look at customers later on, next webinar, we'll be looking slightly more depth at them, but 79% are using some form of social media. 16 to 20-year-olds, pretty much 100% are on social media. These guys, it's not, I think it's to be expected, isn't it? But 100%, they're all on it. They're all on some form of social media. Over 60s, about 40%, but that figure is growing. That figure is growing. I'm seeing 17, 80s and 90-year-old people starting to get smartphones. Yeah, they're not as enabled as some of the youngsters maybe, but they're starting to get with it. And don't forget, as we go through life, the 70-year-olds will become the 80-year-olds, etc. So we need to think about how this is progressing. Okay, so 94% of internet searches are on mobile phones or on mobile devices, should we say. 94% of searches. So we've got to be thinking how important mobile is. So how does our business appear on mobile? That's the key thing we have to think about. Okay. Half of market traders, for example, are not on social media. I would say roughly, probably around about the same of retailers are not on social media, are not using digital skills. So, or they're on, maybe they're on it, but are they using it effectively? So even though 50% may be using it, which is great for the government stats, how many are effectively using it? How many, let's go back to the top, how many are being profitable because of it? And I would suspect maybe not as many as should be. Okay, everything we do with our training, whether it's social media, website, email marketing, etc., everything you've got to think about is ROI, return on investment. If you're going to spend half an hour posting out on social media, what do you expect to get back for it? What do you get back for it? So you need to check what your return on investment. You've invested 30 minutes of your time to do 5 or 10 posts. Did you get new followers? Did you get any likes? Did anyone message you? Did anyone ask you if you had a product for sale? Did anyone buy a product? How we measure it is entirely up to you. But the return on investment is the key thing. Okay, so what we're going to go through now is we're going to think about, right, okay, before we even start our social media thing, trading, what is your goals? What do you want to try and achieve? Once we've figured out what your goals are, we're going to look at visibility. How do we make your business more visible? Then we're going to talk about your USP, your unique selling point. Because when we're trying to, why would anyone come to your shop? Why wouldn't they go to the other shop that sells the same thing as you, or the other shop in the other town? Why would they go to your town? What's unique about you? You've got to be thinking about why they would come to you. People don't just buy on price. They don't just buy on price. They buy on a host of other things as well. If everything was just price, which when you look at things like Amazon, you sometimes think, oh, it's just price. But it's not just price. There's lots of other things as well. We'll have a look at what it is and what can we do to compete against the just price things, because we probably won't be the cheapest. Think about some things you buy. I bet you don't buy the cheapest of everything every day. Maybe you pay something slightly more expensive because it's nearer, it's more convenient, or maybe you just like the person who's selling it to you. It could be as simple as that. Then we're going to look at products and the products you sell and who your products you sell to, who your target market is. And we'll also look at loyalty as well. How do we get customers? How do we retain customers? How do we keep customers loyal to us? Okay, so visibility and discoverability in a digital world. Here we have Windsor Castle on the screen. Even Windsor Castle, okay, where the Queen is spending lockdown, it still markets itself. It still advertises itself on the internet. It still has social media accounts to promote it, to get the tourists to know about it. Not just UK, but international tourists as well. So everyone needs to be visible and discoverable. So what we've seen in the last 3 months with COVID-19 is how a business needs to be visible and discoverable on digital. I mean, so many of you, all literally overnight, were told, okay, close your doors. That's it. Lockdown. You're not going out. So all of us were panicking. How can we buy stuff? Can we buy stuff? Where can we buy stuff from? Now, the businesses that were digitally enabled and had an online presence could communicate with their customers. Say, hi, yeah, we've been placed in lockdown. We've had to close our shop. And a lot I've trained in the last few months and years have actually then went on and said, but do you know what? We are allowed to still deliver. So here's our products. If you'd like any, direct message me. I could talk to you. We could even call on the phone, whatever you want. Tell me what you'd like. I'll tell you the price. You pay online and I'll get it delivered to you. We'll get couriers were still working. So some businesses were still actually able to operate. In fact, some were actually saw an increase in sales during lockdown. So whereas a lot of us businesses stopped, and if you were furloughed from a business, you kind of had to stop, you couldn't work, not on your own business. But some people actually saw an increase in sales because they were digitally enabled, because they had this connection with the customers. Now, at the moment, things are looking better and brighter for us. It looks like we're easing out of lockdown, although last night we just heard that Leicester has been in a localized lockdown, which is going to be tough for those businesses. But what we've got to think about is, are we prepared, or how can we prepare ourselves for a second wave? If a second wave does come, what do we need to do? What could we do? So increasing our visibility and discoverability to our customers and potential customers, because potential customers we're looking for as well, that is what we've got to be thinking about. Okay, good. So communication is the key thing. What you've got to think about is, when you think about communication, how do your customers want to communicate with you? Too often I see business and they say, right, okay, yeah, so I'm going to send emails out to people. That's what's going to happen. And I don't want to communicate with them any other way. The problem is everyone else has their own preference. If it was me, if you want to email me, that's okay. If you want to call me, that's good. If you want to text me, I'm cool with that as well. Send me a WhatsApp, not a problem. Something on Messenger, little message number. Twitter, direct message, I'm cool with that. Instagram, yeah, fine. How do I want people to communicate with me? As a business, I kind of don't want to lose anyone, really. That's my philosophy. I want to try and be as open as I can to getting people to communicate with me. So think about that for yourself, but don't make a rod for your own back. So, but handle expectations. If you're on Facebook and you're not going to engage with Messenger, put a little note on your Facebook saying, Messenger, please don't communicate via Messenger. Please communicate via email or phone or whatever it is. Handle people's expectations. So visibility and discoverability, key for your business. Okay, a couple of questions for you. First one, what time of the day do you think people look at their mobile phone? So just have a think. Think about yourself. I know the first thing I do when I wake up is I reach across, usually turn my alarm off. I pick my phone up, and my eyes try and focus, and I check my emails, and I check WhatsApp, and maybe I'll check messages, quickly click on my emails, and I might have a quick look at the news. And this is at what, 6:30 in the morning, just after my run. I'm joking. Okay, so think about when people look at their phones. First thing as they get up in the morning, they're looking at their phones. Maybe lunchtime. Okay, so a lot of businesses nowadays, wherever people work, I'm thinking of the connected consumers now, not necessarily you guys as business owners, but the connected consumers are potential customers. Lunchtimes, they may be working during the morning, then they get their phone, they've got a break, they check their phone, check their social media, have a look at Instagram, check what's going on Twitter, see what's happening on Facebook. Maybe other times of the day, in the evenings, finish dinner maybe, kicking back, just relaxing for a bit. But also think about, certainly for sort of Birmingham area, people commuting to work, people commuting on buses or what other transport, not cars. Obviously you can't look at your phone while you're in a car, but on buses or walking to work, people will be sort of looking at their phone or checking up on things. So why this is important, this is part of our strategy. When we think about posting something, if someone's on their phone looking at their social media and one of your posts happens to come on, there's a good chance they're going to see it and a good chance they might react with it. If you posted at 4 a.m, what they will have to do is scan through all their various posts that they've missed until they find it. Now, people don't always do that. So It's you know, thinking about when we're going to post is quite a key thing as well. And if we think about when we're going to, what time of day we're going to post, think about what day of the week you might post as well. Okay, think about when your ideal customers might spend more time on their devices. Think about what day of the week. And it may be different for different businesses. Generally, Google tells us that Sunday, sort of Sunday afternoon-ish, more people are on their mobile phones looking at social media, etc., than the other days of the week. But there are different ones. So, for example, if you're going out on a Friday night, you want to go out on a Friday night, maybe a Thursday night, you're looking at stuff, figuring out where you're going to go. Maybe you're planning something for the weekend. Maybe you do that on Thursday, because Friday, maybe you'll be going off by then. It's too late by then. Maybe Wednesday's a good time. Maybe Monday after a good weekend, maybe that's when you start searching for things where you've just been planning the next weekend. I don't know. So try and think about when you think, what days of the week you might want to post and what times of the day. The reason I'm saying this is, you know, you're all going to have limited time to post. You're not going to be able to post all the time. And we talked about how much we should post. We don't want to post too much. So think about, if I'm only going to post, say, 10 times a week, when are those 10 times going to be? That's what I want you guys to think about. For your business. By the way, there's no real right or wrong answers on this. It's for your business. But if you do a one-to-one, we can talk this through and I can maybe advise you. When I think, based on the experience of the few thousand businesses I've trained, when I think people may be looking for your social media, etc. Okay, good. Moving on. Goal setting. Okay, so what do you want to achieve? If we're going to do all this training, why are you doing this training? What is it you want to get out of it? Is it you're trying to get more sales, or actually more importantly, more profit? Yeah, because getting sales is kind of a vanity thing. Profit is the key thing you want. Profit is the most important thing. But if you're saying, yes, I want to get more profit, Xav, okay, how much? How much do you want to make? If you make £100 profit a week and you say, I'm going to double it on £200 profit a week. Okay, good. So what do you need to do? What behaviors do we need to do to achieve that? Yeah, let's not just pick. If it's like, I want to get 100,000 profit a year, Xav. I'm currently on 10,000 a year. I want 100,000 profit a year. No problem at all. I'm cool with that. But what have we got to do? We're going to have to do a lot different. We're going to have to look at all the various ways we can increase this profit. Other goals you may have. More customers. Are you looking for more customers? Do you want to have a website? If you've not got a website, do you want to get a better website? Do you want to be on social media? Have you not even been on social media? Or do you want to make your social media more effective? Do you want to get more engagement? Do you want more followers? You're already on social media, but you want more people following, because in theory, more followers should mean more customers. Now, what we want is we want followers who actually are interested in coming in and buying off us or engaging with us. We don't want followers really for the sake of it, but I'll talk about followers later on when we look at social media a bit more in depth. Do you want more footfall into your shop? Because you know, if more people come into the shop, there's more chance that we're going to get sales. Do you want to expand? Do you want to buy a second premises? Do you want to buy a third? Do you want to move into different areas of Birmingham? I mean, what's your plans? Do you want to employ more people? Do you want to be a job creator? That could be a great goal as well. Are you thinking, I want to get this business really nice and I want to be able to sell it and then maybe retire? And that's cool as well. So it depends on what your goal is, but rather than just going through every day saying, right, oh, it's not going really well. What are you trying to achieve? If you can visualize where you want to get to, then I can help you get towards that goal. We can start thinking about the behaviors we need to do for us to achieve that goal. So have a clear goal in your mind. And for the ones who come on the one-to-ones, there are sections in this book which you will need to fill in, and one of them will be, what are your goals? Give me 3 goals you're going to be writing down. So we'll be using this as our strategy going forward. Okay, moving on. By the way, let me just go back to that. One of my goals is to get a boat. That's why the boat's on there. If you're wondering why the boat's on there, yeah. It's everything I work towards is trying to get on the sea. I love the sea. I love the ocean. I love all this sort of thing. Everything I do, I just keep focusing on that. It helps me to keep working. So that's one of my goals. Okay, visibility online and offline. So have a look at the pictures on here. So on the left-hand side, you've got the like us on Facebook. You've got follow us on Twitter. It's Quayside Emporium Coffee Shop, Pool Quay. Okay, so you've got this business. This is a physical premises. They're on social media. This is what I'm talking about, dovetailing the online and offline. So what they've done very cleverly, they've said, look, we're on Facebook and we're on Twitter. Please follow us, like us, which is what they're looking for. What they haven't done, and when you actually try and find them, it's quite difficult to find them. They haven't said what the username is. It's a bit like me saying to you, hi, my name's Xav Anderson. Why don't you email me? You go, okay, yeah, sure. Xav Anderson. I wonder if it's NTL World or maybe it's Sky. You're going to be there for hours until you give up and you get bored. The average attention span of a human being is about 8 seconds. Online, the average attention span is about half a second. So when people are looking for stuff, if they don't think of it, they don't find it straight away, they're off. Imagine, think of yourself when you try and Google anything. You put something into Google, comes up, literally half a second, not there. Let me try something else. Yeah, so we've got to make sure we're visible straight away. Have a look on the right-hand side of the image. You've got another business. Okay, this is a shoe shop in Lancaster. Again, they're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram. But they've said, first of all, they've communicated what the benefits of following and liking them is. Whereas the other one says, like us and follow us. And my question is, why? Why would I do that? What's the benefit to me? Tell me. So the Banks Line shoes, they say, yeah, stay up to date with all the latest styles. Now, if I'm interested in shoes and I'm interested in the latest styles, unfortunately, you can't see my feet, but amazing styles. You could stay up to date with all their various social media. So on their Facebook, on their Twitter, on their Instagram, they've got all these various images. But for me to find it, they've written it, look, at Banks Line Shoes. So it's nice and easy for me to find. I haven't got to think, oh, what might it be? Now, when you're claiming your social media, you can't always get your business name, mainly because someone else has already taken it. So if you're ever setting up a business, one of the big tips I would say is try and secure all the social media names or usernames or handles, whatever you want to call them, before you even name your business. Secure those, get your URL before you even secure it. Look at someone like B&Q. B&Q, big company. What's their web address? www.diy.com, because someone else bought B&Q. We told them to ransom for a few 100,000. Okay, so make it easy for people to buy, make it easy for people to communicate with you, to find something. It's in Ashby de la Zouch. It's the bicycle you're looking at. So this lady has a bicycle. She has a shop just over to the right. She's got one of these little panniers on the back. She's put a little poster on the back of her bike. Now, you can't put those around the town. They won't let you. But you can tie your bikes to various lampposts and posts, etc. And you seem to be able to get away with it. I think it's quite a clever thing. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not condoning it. I just think it's quite an amusing offline advertising. And on there, she's got all her social media handles as well. Okay, good. Visibility offline. Okay, so think about all the things you're doing, because this is all about digital skills. I'm going to be teaching you how to do digital skills and online stuff. But if you do anything offline, keep doing it if it works. If you're advertising in the newspaper and it works for you and it gets you customers and gets you profit, keep doing it. Let's just complement it with our digital skills. Maybe when you do the newspaper advert, make sure you put on your web address, your Instagram handle, your Facebook handle, your Twitter handle, etc. Cross-promote it. If there are any directories, there used to be the old yellow pages. Doesn't even do them anymore. But there are directories around. Make sure you get it. If they're free, sign in for them. Why not? Maybe you have an A-board outside your business. That works. Store posters. They're great. Leaflets. Think about your customer. Not every one of your customers wants to go online and check you out on social media. Some customers, maybe they're a different age, I don't know, they might want to actually have a look at a flyer, actually look at a leaflet. They might want a piece of paper. Some people I know get stuff sent through electronically and printed out to read it. It's just a personal choice. So, make yourself available to all these people. If you do catalogs, great, keep doing them. Leaflets, catalogs, postcards, flyers, keep doing them, but make sure you put your social media handles on there. Prompt people to look at your social media. The thing with leaflets, catalogs, flyers, posts, etc., they're great, but once you've got them, you put it down somewhere, and half an hour later, where did I put that? And then you've lost it. If they then follow you on a social media, they can just find you very quickly. That's the benefit of getting them to follow on social media. So yeah, there are massive benefits with digital over the offline. But if you do offline and it still works for you, still do it. So if you do business cards, if you do point of sale material, that's great. If you go to exhibitions, people contact. My training normally is face to face. If this wasn't COVID, I'd be in a room with 15 of you and we'd be interacting. I'll be creating a network. We'll all be getting to know each other, which is really useful as well. And by the way, we'll try and do this anyway. I'll try and set a virtual network up together. Because what we'll do is, for example, if I get all of you guys on Twitter, yeah, and all of you had maybe 100 followers, and we all shared and liked each other's posts about our businesses, I mean, it could be sort of like 5,000 people will then have visibility of our one thing we put on our social media just by everyone sharing it. And that's where we're going to work together to try and help us and help the sort of Birmingham area as a whole. Okay, good. So other things to look at, point of sale material. Yeah, we got the till, having little flyers, little leaflets on there as well. Sponsoring things, prizes, schools, sports teams, all these things are great. But again, keep promoting your offline stuff as well. Doing workshops, promotional giveaways, you know, pens. I mean, I've got a pen here. Holiday Inn. I must have gone to a Holiday Inn at some point. You know, they give you a pen. I keep it. I still use it. Next time I want to go to I think I must book a hotel. So I'll go to Holiday Inn. I'll try Holiday Inn again. It's that it works. It does work. Vehicle advertising as well. If you've got a van maybe or a car, you can put your name across that. That can all help as well. So that's the offline side. But let's look at online. This is what you're really interested in. Okay, so have you got a website? Have you got a functional website? Okay, the research that's been done is around about 95% of people trust a business more if they've got a website. Okay, so people trust businesses if they've got a website, even if it's just a one-page website. It doesn't have to be a £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 website. It can just be a one-page website. And by the way, there are lots of free websites out there, and we'll talk about those later. So it should be a free website. Google My Business. Okay, you may have heard of, let me just jump down to local apps. Towns often have apps, and they create an app for businesses, and they say, right, this is what's going to do. It's going to cost us, I don't know, 30, 40, 50K to build. We're going to build an app. We're going to get all the businesses on it. They're going to promote all their stuff. We're going to encourage everyone around here to download the app onto their phone, and the business is going to sell loads. And that's the theory, and the theory is absolutely fabulous. I love the theory. The challenge is, once you've found the 30, 40, 50 grand to build the app, you've then got to find the businesses, explain to the businesses what it's about, teach them how to actually load their adverts onto the app and keep them current and up to date and keep them relevant. Then you've got to go out and encourage everyone to download your app onto their phone. There are challenges with it. Now look, there is an app out there that every single business is already on. Every single connected consumer already has it on their phone. It's called Google. You go into Google. Google gives every single business a business listing, a free business listing. It's called Google My Business. Business listing. All you guys, and it's in the book here, do a big page on this as well and teach you how to do it. Claim your Google listing. Because when someone puts in whatever your business is, and it comes up with a whole load of businesses in your field, if you've claimed your Google listing, Google will give you better visibility and people will find you. On this listing, you can then add photos, videos of what you do, explain when you're open, you know, talk about the essence of the USP of what you do, who you serve, etc. You can sell your business. There's also Bing places of business, not as prolific as Google, but still really useful. Online directories. There's lots of online directories out there. If they're free, I would just sign up for them if they're free. They're probably worth doing. If you have to pay for them, I think that's just a business decision you have to make. Local apps can work, but they have to be executed correctly. Email marketing. We'll look at email marketing next week probably. Still very, very useful. 4 times more effective than pretty much any online advertising there is. So email marketing, you've got to do it correctly. And we'll go through and I'll explain how to do it. Writing blogs about your business. Just lets people know more information about your business. Your social media might have a little snippet of what your business is, but there may be a link to a blog where if someone's really interested, you can tell them all about your business. Vlogs. Now vlogs, it's all about vlogs. It's all about vlogging. What's a vlog? It's a video log. It's all about video. They reckon by the end of this year, more content on the internet will be video than actually text. Think about yourself. Would you rather watch a webinar, or would you rather I just wrote loads of pages out and send you the notes for you to read? Yes, you probably would like to read it as well, but sometimes it's more engaging just to actually watch something, or a 5-10 second video, a little clip just to see. If you think about it, going on a holiday, well, what's better? Someone describing what it's like, or you just having a 10-15 second video than panoramic view around a bay? Think about how you can do that for your business. That's one of the things we've got to think about as well. How can we use videos, short videos, to promote all your products and your business, or even yourself as that person, as the business? Then we need to think about the other things, the social media, Facebook. 45 million people in the UK are on Facebook. If it was me, every business should be on Facebook. Instagram, Okay, we've got about 24 million people on Instagram as well. Again, if it's me, for your business, get on Instagram as well. Twitter, 16, 17 million people on Twitter. If it's me, I'd be on Twitter as well. I would at least be on those top 3. Now, you can post exactly the same thing to all of those. I don't mind, because what you'll find is the connected consumer has a favorite. He either likes Twitter, or he only looks at Facebook, or he only does Instagram. He may have all 3. He may have accounts for all 3, but he probably only looks at one of them all the time. So you're not going to annoy them, I don't think, in my opinion, by posting the same thing on everyone. And if, by the way, if they look at all 3 and they see your the same post, that's just going to give them really good visibility to your business. So I wouldn't worry about that personally. And they've got the choice to unfollow you if they want. It all comes back to how often you're posting on there. If you're not posting on there too much, then it's going to be okay. So we need to find that right balance. YouTube. So short videos on our social media, really effective. But if we want to be a bit more in depth, let's have a YouTube account as well. So Google My Business, have a Gmail account. We'll go through this later. It goes in the book as well. Have a Gmail account that links to your Google My Business. It gives you a free YouTube account. It's all part of the same account. And Google looks at this very favorably and pushes you up the rankings, the SEO rankings, search engine optimization. Other things to think about: LinkedIn, especially if you're like, if your business is, you're a barrister or you're HR or something like that. LinkedIn is probably, quite possibly the most important social media for you. So it depends on what your business is. Obviously, I don't know, I've met you guys yet, but once I find out who you are, I'll be able to determine probably the most effective social media channels for you. Snapchat. If you want to try and get to 13, 14-year-olds, you're selling your products you're selling to them, don't put it on Facebook. They're not going to see it. Their parents will, but they won't. They're going to all be on Snapchat. So think about that. I mean, I trained a lady who does makeup. She's a makeup artist. She does makeup parties for young girls and that. And young girls, young guys, I don't know. But she does these makeup parties. She's always promoting on Snapchat, and she gets so much business back through that. So that could be right. Think about how you could use WhatsApp. Now, you've got to be a bit careful, because it's like when you send an email. If I send an email to, or if Wacker sent an email to all of you guys, and he put your email address in the top, you'd all see each other's email addresses, which is against the law. GDPR, you can't do that now. Same with WhatsApp. If you send a group message, everyone sees everyone's mobile numbers. But on WhatsApp, you can do what's called a broadcast, where you send a group message. So I send you all a WhatsApp, but when you receive it, it just comes from me, and you don't see anything else. You get the message, but I can send it to 10, 20, 50 people at the same time, and all their numbers are hidden. So again, there's ways around that as well. Pinterest. Pinterest, very useful for wedding planners and bridal businesses, etc. Then we come to paid for advertising, which I'm not going to spend too much time on, but paid for advertising, once you've done all the training and you've gone through the 3 webinars, we've had the one-to-ones, etc. Once you've got your ducks in order and you're doing well and you've got the right messaging, then if you've got some funds free, I'm happy for you to try Facebook Boost or Google AdWords, etc., and all of these things. But think about ROI, return on investment. Just start small. Maybe 50 quid boost. Okay, what happened? What came back? Did you get any customers? Did you get any likes? Did you get any more profit? Did you get any more sales? What happened? If it worked, I mean, I did speak to one person. He said, I did do boost once, but I'm not sure about that. I said, well, what happened? So I did a £50 boost. I said, did you get anything? He said, yeah, I got about 600 quid worth of business. I said, what was the profit? He said, 150, I suppose. I said, did you do it again? He said, no. I said, no, why would you? So, working out for yourself. If it works for you, then I would do that as well. Okay, good. Right. Okay. So, which social media for my business? So, I always think of a pyramid. Think of a pyramid. The top of the pyramid is probably your business, probably your shop. You guys have got a physical premises, most of you, I'm sure. So that's your top of your pyramid. Okay. So you work in your shop, you're doing your shop. If you've got time, let's get on social media. Let's get on a social media platform which is the most effective for you. So think of the next one down. Just an example, could be Facebook. So we'll get some stuff, we'll start posting on Facebook. If you've got time, then go to the next most effective social media platform for you, which might be Instagram. If you've got time, go to the next. So at some point you're going to run out of time. I need a lifestyle. I can't do this all the time. Or maybe you're making enough profit, you're making your business is going well, and you can slow down a bit. But so think about it. Rather than don't try and do everything. Don't try and do everything at once. Let's just do one thing well, and then let's replicate it via a different social media platform. Okay, good. How are we doing for time? Okay, I'm just going to do, before we go on this, I'm just going to do a quick I'll do a quick overview on Twitter very quickly. Okay, hopefully you should be able to see my Twitter account. Okay, so this is my Twitter account. By all means, follow me. What I do on Twitter is I set up Twitter lists, so a group of all the businesses in various towns. So let me just show you very quickly what I mean. So over here on the Twitter list here, these are various lists of towns I'll do. I'll set up one for the Birmingham LEP area, and we'll all get on there and we'll help to promote each other, etc. So, for example, if you look at a list like Mole Valley, which is in Surrey, they've got 81 members. So it's very easy to go onto this, and you guys can have access to this as well. You click down, you look at all these businesses, we all follow each other, we create a network, and we all share and promote each other. Okay, let's just quickly go back to Twitter. So on your profile for Twitter, a few things to think about. If you're going to set yourself a Twitter account up over the next week or so, 2 images you need to put on there. First, you've got the banner image across the top there. Now for you guys, maybe I'd put like, you know, an outside view of my shop, maybe with me standing in front of my shop. I'm digital training, so what am I supposed to put on there? I just like the beaches and sea, so I'll just put a nice scenic shot on there. In the circular picture, I would always suggest that you put a picture of yourself on there. So there's a picture of me on a boat, looking at another boat. I'm kind of into boats. You might have got that. I don't know. Okay, so if again, for me, I'd have a picture of you, maybe you and your team, if it's you and your husband, you and your wife, you and a couple of your assistants, whoever work with you. Yeah, nice smiley picture, because people buy off people they like. Now, if people come into your house and they meet you, and then you encourage them to follow you on social media, and then they see you on social media, it just has a nice connection with that. And it just gets more, it's great for building loyalty. Next thing we've got to think about is when you're setting a Twitter account up, for example, what's your handle going to be? So you've got to think about what you're going to call yourself. Try and call it as close to your business, whatever your business name is. So that's so you've got the Xav Anderson in black, and then underneath you've got the @Xav_Anderson. Well, Xav Anderson is my name. I couldn't get Xav Anderson. Someone had already taken it. It's a very common name. But I could get Xav_Anderson. So that's my handle. Okay. So then you've got a couple of lines to write a bio. So just saying what you do, the essence of your business. So on mine, I've got beating lockdown by offering webinars and video one-to-ones, digital skills training for markets, retailers, and all in business. I then put my other Twitter account, which is my Clockwork City Twitter account, which I couldn't get Clockwork City. So I had to do a Clockwork City, and my Instagram account, which is Xav Clockwork City. Okay, so that's what we set up for that. Other things we can look on here. Once you are posting, let me just show you the benefits of it. These are all various things you can navigate down here, direct messaging, etc. The list I showed you, the profile we're on. If you click on more, one interesting thing I think is analytics. So, you know, return on investment. If I'm going to go on Twitter, what's the point? And what I like to do is I like to show how it works if you're not tweeting and how it works if you are tweeting. Okay, so in the last 28 days, I've done 1 tweet. It took me about 30 seconds. And if we move across, 2,292 people had visibility of my one thing I said. It's actually quite effective for one thing. Okay, so it then tells you how many people, of those people, 308 people checked out my Twitter account. They checked out my business. Am I interested in following this business? Okay, then anyone who interacted with you or mentions on here will tell you on that as well. And then it tells you your total followers and if your followers went up. Now, if I scan down a couple of months, okay, go down to May. May, I did 2 tweets, 3,900 people had visibility of my business. April, 11 tweets, 6,500-ish. Okay. May, March, I'm going back. March, 9, 7,500. February, 24 tweets. Oh, that was prolific. Probably took me about 20 minutes. 13,000 people had visibility of my business. So this is how we determine how effective our social media can be. Now, obviously, we need to build up followers for us to build up how many people are viewing our messages, our tweets, our posts. But if we're putting interesting content out there, people start sharing it. People will like it. People will comment on it. Okay, just one thing I want to show you on here. Okay, if you're on social media, what you can do is you can go onto, for example, Instagram. You can post something, and there'll be a little bit that says, why don't you post this to your Twitter at the same time? Make it nice and easy. It's what I've just advocated. I've said, look, post the same stuff on, that's okay. What I will say is post it on the actual app. Don't do the shortcut. The reason why, have a look at this Sunseeker Pool. Okay, Sunseeker Pool is all boats. So we're going to look down their Twitter account and look at all the lovely pictures of boats. Okay, have a look at all those lovely pictures. See those pictures? Yeah, you can't see them either. No, it's just, there are links. Because it was from Instagram, all you get are links. So what you're asking your customers to do is once they found you, don't forget half a second attention span. They're looking at this and going, well, this is boring. There's nothing on. I want to see boats. So they go, okay, let's look somewhere else. So they click on, they find another account now. Now look, Sunseeker Pool, Sunseeker International is the parent company. You'd have thought they'd have it right. It's the parent company. You click down and have a look at their one. Oh yeah, boats. Oh yeah, nice boats. Well, look at these boats. Yes, that's interesting. So they actually post on their actual Twitter account. They don't post from a third-party account which sends it across. Yes, all the third-party accounts want you to do that because they know it's not going to look that good. It's just going to be a link. Okay, so, right. Let's stop that. Okay, last screen coming up. Okay, good. Right. Okay, so that's the end of the first session for this week. Quick summary: to secure your free one-to-one sessions, just email me, first come, first served basis. Email address is zav@clockworkcity.co.uk to secure that. So I will pass you now back to Waka.
Thank you, Xav. Thank you for doing the presentation. Really appreciate it. On behalf of me and the Growth Hub, thank you. And I'm sure everybody who attended today would like to give a kind of a virtual thank you to Xav for presenting all the information he said. I'm sure you'll agree, very relevant to today, and especially today's current climate. No better opportunity to get on the digital platforms and digital wave, if you might say. And if you're already on the digital platforms, what a way to enhance your presence on there. And I'm sure you'd agree that Xav is an expert in his field and he knows what he's talking about, and he'll be able to help you all in your businesses. Just a quick mention as well, Xav mentioned before, he does one-to-one sessions. So if you guys want a personalized talk with Xav about your business and how you're doing on digital, whatever, you do get in contact with him. Xav, if you don't mind putting your contact details in the chat box just so anybody can see.
Sure.
So what I'll do now, guys, as I've said, if you've got any questions and you'd like to put them in the chat box, please do. I could read them out. Alternatively, I'm going to unmute everybody now. So hopefully you'll all be able to talk. If not, just send me a quick message and I'm sure you won't have any problems, but I'll be able to sort it. So just bear with me, guys.
Hi guys, just wanted to say thanks for the session. It's been very helpful. Thank you.
Thanks, Amar. Waka, can we open their video? Is that possible?
Sorry, just bear with me. I'm trying to, but I don't think the video settings on. I think it's because I decided to record it.
Okay.
Just as a precaution, I took everybody's videos off, if that's okay.
No
but
problem.
I'm just putting everybody's speakers on now.
Excellent.
Oh, hi, Xav.
Hi.
And Wakar as well at the same time. I should be to both rather than one person, just to say well done. I think it's been a really good session. You've given us a lot of advice and tips, and I will be looking at that, taking that forward. So I think it's a really good content. So thank you for that, and Wakar.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Look forward to working with you.
Sorry, guys. Just bear with me just a minute. Just muting everybody individually.
So just for everyone, you know, whether you're a complete novice or you've been doing it for a couple of years on social media, there, you know, when we do the one-to-ones, there are no stupid questions. If you need me to help you to set up a Twitter account, Instagram, Facebook, show you how to post, tell you what to post, you know, figure this out with you, that's what I'm there to do. I'm there to help you, teach you to fish, not to give you a fish.
And just to answer any questions that were in the chat box, so everybody could hear now. In terms of presentation slides, Xav has those, so we're happy to send them out to anybody who wants them. But like I said, alternatively, if it's easier for you, the webinar is recorded, so this will be up on our Growth Hub website soon, not straight away, but as soon as it is on, I'll let everybody know. I think the easiest way would be if everybody follows our Twitter page. We'll release a tweet saying, you know, the webinar is now available to have a look at. But like I said, if you want the PowerPoint slides, just let me or Xav know directly.
Okay, Wacker. So I'm expecting you to tag me in on that tweet.
No problem. No problem. we gotta do as we teach, isn't it?
Exactly. And I'll retweet it.
Of course.
Now, as far as I can see, everyone's microphones are still muted.
So I think I gave them the opportunity to speak,
okay.
but
So
they have the power to unmute or mute. So,
okay,
so I'm just gonna check the
unmute
chat box quickly. I think we've got a few questions, so just bear with me, everybody, so I'll read the chat box. Yep. So everybody's just asking for the email addresses. So I'll put the Growth Hub one in, and Xav, I'll just recopy yours back in.
Yeah, I'll quick put mine in there as well again.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So guys, if you don't have any more questions, either in the chat box or to ask directly, I won't hold up anyone's time. I hope you all enjoyed today. And like Xav mentioned, this is the first out of 3 webinars that we're hosting. The next one will be next week to this day. And if you guys haven't already seen the links on the Eventbrite pages or on the Growth Hub website, do let me know and I can send you those. But it'd be great if you can attend all 3, and hopefully they will all have benefit to you and your business. So Xav, I'd just like for you to give a final goodbye to everybody.
Yep. Okay. So yes. So the one-to-one sessions are completely free. I would advise you to watch the second and third webinars as well. If you know any other businesses who would benefit from this, get them to watch the recorded one of today, and then get them to watch live next week. And if there's still spaces left, they can get a free one-to-one. So there's no cost for the one-to-ones. This is all funding that's been secured by the Greater Birmingham Solihull LEP, Local Enterprise Partnership, and the Growth Hub. So you can thank those guys for getting the funding for this. So it's completely free for you guys. All we need is your time. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I will reply to all those emails this afternoon. I'll reply to you, let you know you've got a space, and I'll reply to you if you haven't unfortunately got a space as well. So you will hear from me. If you don't hear from me, please email me again. So my email address, hopefully you see it on the screen, xav@clockworkcity.co.uk. If you are on any social media, by all means, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, both my Twitter accounts. If I see you on there, I will nearly always follow you back. And what I also do is I will retweet and I will share posts you write on all your social media as well. And I will share those to my network. So if I retweet you to my 1,960 odd people, that's more people having a chance to actually see your business as well. So this is what it's all about. It's just about creating this network, getting the right messaging out there, getting our business out there, increasing our visibility. Have a great week, guys. Stay safe. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Okay, take care.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.